Hey, Nickie Brown here. No matter where you are and no matter what part of the world you are in, I hope that you are having a delightful day. We need to spend more time living in gratitude. A lot of times we tend to focus on what's not going good instead of what is going good. And, being thankful for the things that we do have and not focus on the things that we maybe don't have and or want. So that's my message for today. Be thankful and grateful for everything. Thankful and grateful. Live, love, laugh. And for those you say, oh, don't tell me what to do, you don't have to. This is for the people that want the advice and want to do it. If you don't want to do it and you don't like nobody telling you what to do, baby, don't do it. Be miserable, be mad all the time, be sad all the time, have pity parties, complain all the time, and you'll just get more of the same. Right? But when you live in gratitude and you're thankful and grateful for the things that you do have, more good things come to you. And it could be something as simple as food, water, clothing, and shelter. Thankful that you have lights. Thankful that you can breathe. Thankful that you can walk. Thankful that you can talk. Right? Thankful that you can still use your hands. Thankful that you have good eyesight. Thankful that you can breathe and smell. Right? Thankful for nature. Thankful for walks. Thankful for good conversation. Right? Be thankful for the things that you do have and not compare yourself to other people or feel like you're supposed to have this by a certain age. That's not for everybody. There is no timeline. If you buy a house at 25, it's a great accomplishment. If you buy a house at 50, it's still a great accomplishment. Right? Everything doesn't happen for everybody at the same time. We're all different. We're all meant to be different. And we're meant to learn from what we experience. Right? And some of us have a lack mentality, a limiting belief mindset. All the things money doesn't go on trees. I can't afford that. We can't get that. We can't do that. But we can. We can do anything we put our mind to. Anything we really want to do, we can do. Right? If you want to travel more, travel. Get your passport. Take a short trip. 30, 45-minute trip to, a large city that's near you. And get those jitters out the way so you can experience it for the first time. And I know a lot of people are afraid to fly right now because of the different things that have been going on, but you can't live in fear. If something is meant to happen to you, it can happen to you right in your home, in your living room. You could just be sitting in your chair and the roof could spontaneously collapse on your head if it's meant for something to happen. Right? You don't have to go to another place to experience it. If it's meant to happen, it's going to happen right then and there when it's your time, right? So don't be afraid. It's such a big world. Go out and see it. Stop thinking, feeding into the stories that they tell you on TV and in the news to make you afraid to do anything and go anywhere. Because when you experience them from yourself, you realize that a lot of the things that they say on the news isn't even true, right? So you have to experience it for yourself, though, to know that, right? Create a vision. You see that? That's a vision board. Create a vision and make it plain. What do you want for your life? What do you want to see? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? If you're not already doing those things, if you are already doing those things, right? Be thankful and grateful that you had the opportunity to do that, right? But if you're not, work on those things. You're never too old. People say, "Oh, well, I'm so and so age." There are people. There was a lady in her 90s, I think, who wanted to be a flight attendant. And guess what? She became a flight attendant, right? If do whatever you want to do. Stop letting people or society tell you you can't because your age and all these different things. I remember I worked with one of my coworkers. She never married, never had kids because she didn't get married, and she ended up getting married at 50. Right? Again, everybody's not meant to do it in their 20s. We're all different. We may meet our partner later in life. And sometimes it's better to do it later in life. Like all these 20 and 30-year-olds, oh, I'm too old. I gotta have kids right now, right now, right now, right now. It's actually better when you're 40, right? Usually you're more established, you have more patience to deal with the children, and you can have a better time with them. And you're not necessarily still in that I want to party mode. You're more wanting to be nurturing and you can enjoy the kids more, right? 40 is not old. 50 is not old. For me, you don't start getting old until you're like in your 70s. But then there are a lot of people who take care of themselves. So you're really only as old as you feel, right? So if you're one of those who exercises, you might still feel like you're in your 30s or 40s because you're taking care of yourself. Especially if you're eating healthy, getting out in the sun, enjoying nature, right? So for me, life didn't begin until 40. I thought I knew, different things when I was in my 20s. You couldn't tell me anything, honey. I said, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. That was my answer for everything. Because I thought I had it all figured out. But honey, there's so much to learn. And a lot of times you don't realize that until you turn 40. Like, I ain't know a damn thing. Right? It puts life into a different perspective. You can see through people's foolishness and you're less likely to put up with it. Whereas prior to that, you're giving people the benefit of the doubt. And some people still do that. And sometimes I still do that. But I'm quicker to say, nah, no, we're not getting ready to do that. No. Right? So, again, live in gratitude. Be thankful and grateful for what you do have and who you are, who you become. If you've been on, especially if you've been on a spiritual journey or some type of healing journey, you've come a long way, right? Most people probably expected you to stay in the area where you were born and raised. So if you had the opportunity to move from that environment and experience other things and learn other things, you have an advantage over other people. Doesn't make you better. This is, so let's get out of our ego, because it's not about that. It's not about better. Right? Oh, I'm better than you because I moved. No, and people will accuse you of that because they're insecure, they're jealous, because they didn't have the confidence and the courage to do the same thing. So they try to keep you in a place, like, oh, how dare you move? Who do you think you are? You think you're better than me. It's not about that. So don't listen to that foolishness and don't feed into it. This is your life, and you can make the choices that you want to make for yourself and do the things that's best for you. And we shouldn't care what other people think, even if it's a relative, even if it's a close relative, even if it's a relative who took care of us or some other caretaker, right? We can respect their opinion. We don't have to disrespect them. But we can still make our own choices and be okay with it. Right? Because what works for that person may not necessarily work for you. And yes, we want to take their opinions into consideration. Right? What did they say? Chew the meat and spit out the curd, or whatever that saying is. You take what you take from it and you use it for you. Right? I'll give you an example of that. My grandmother used to try to get me to wash up all my clothes for the week, iron them, hang them up, and put out outfits. I can't do that. My brain doesn't work that way. right? I don't know what I'm going to wear because I dress for whatever mood I'm in. So I might turn that outfit completely upside down and decide to wear something else with it. Now, I do understand though keeping things simple and not having so many choices because we have more important things to focus on, right? But again, everything doesn't work for everybody. So we have to do what works for us. So that's my advice for today. What's my hat turned around backwards? As always, I love y'all. And I hope that this was helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to talk about more, if you want to be coached, if you want some good advice. You can place a comment of something that you want me to talk about. And yeah, I can't wait to get to Sunday morning. That's Mary Mary. Good morning. Okay, I'm done being silly. Love y'all.